Welcome everyone. My name is Tracy Fitzpatrick and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. We're very excited to host today's webinar, Expedite Business Productivity with CRM and ERP Integration. And presenting today's topic is Kuldeep Singh. Kuldeep is a Microsoft Dynamics professional with over 13 years of experience with enterprises project management skills and has worked in over 30 countries for end-to-end ERP implementation projects. He has also delivered a number of trainings on Dynamics AX, CRM, MS Project Servicer, SharePoint 2010 application development, and many more. He has integrated AX and CRM with SharePoint 2010, Google Map, Facebook, Scribe, web services, as well as Skype. He has also successfully implemented Microsoft Dynamics CRM for clients, as well as completing upgrade projects for previous versions of CRM. Now, please bear in mind that this is an overview of a very robust topic. We do offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored towards your specific requirements. If you are interested in a further discussion, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at netcomlearning.com. Today's session is also being recorded, so you will get free access to the recording in the next 24 hours via email. Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce, adapting to change, and driving growth. We do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We do have 9 practice areas in which we specialize. They encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the Business Application Practice Area. Netcom Learning does offer a comprehensive training portfolio for business application courses. And as you'll notice up on your screen, we do have a lot of upcoming classes on our public schedule. And we can also deliver private training to teams, of which the learning plan can be customized to the specific needs of that audience. Courses include Customer Service in Microsoft Dynamics on June the 4th, Sales Management in Microsoft Dynamics on June 5th, Customization and Configuration in Microsoft Dynamics on June the 6th, and finally we have Installation and Deployment in Microsoft Dynamics on June the 9th. These offerings can be found with a simple search on our website at netcomlearning.com. Netcom Learning presents an important installment in its Expedite Business Productivity with CRM and ERP Integration. In this webinar, we will review the whole portfolio of business application certifications, helping to understand which one might be right for you and tell you what you need to know in order to get started. The webinar not only provides an overview of why are ERP and CRM powerful tools, but it also will tell you about the benefits of real-time connection between CRM and ERP. So these are just some of the reasons why you should be attending this webinar today. Now I'd like to give you a quick overview of the logistics before we get started. To begin with, you do have the option to adjust the window size to your liking. Simply hit the Escape key and find the Zoom button on the top left corner of your GoToWebinar viewer. Everyone has been muted except for our presenters. Please feel free to submit any questions you do have for the presenters here in the questions pane, and we will address them at the end of the session. A PDF copy of today's slides are also in the handout section of your GoToWebinar viewer. And now I'd like to pass this over to Kuldeep, who will be presenting today's webinar. Go ahead, Kuldeep, you're live.
Kuldeep Singh from Netcom Learning. Today we will be discussing on Expedite Business Productivity with CRM and ERP Integration. That's the topic we've selected for today. Now, moving forward, in this webinar, we'll be discussing introduction to ERP and CRM, what these technologies are, along with this terminologies and methodologies available. Apart from that, we'll also be talking about why exactly ERP and CRM are so powerful tools to use by any organization, along with if your organization do have both the products but they do not have any integration between them, what problems or challenges you're expecting to face. Also, What are the real-time benefits of having your CRM and ERP integrations all together, along with a Q&A session at the end of this particular webinar? So let's talk about what exactly an ERP is. It stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, and it's kind of a technology or a software or a collection of tools, whatever you would like to name it, which will help you achieving pretty much every aspect of your business in terms of technology. For example, I do have HR and project management. I have my HR department. I do have my project professionals, project management team. I also may have warehouse management. I do have warehouses available with me. We may have sites, locations, pallets where we are storing our goods to be delivered to our customers. We also have supply chain management, pretty much managing all our procurement and sales portion of it. We do have collaboration in terms of collaborating through technologies, voice over IP, along with instant messaging, screen sharings and all, and in terms of how my users will be placing the purchase requisitions and all. We also have financials management, where the organization will be recording all the day-to-day transaction of the organization in terms of general ledger, accounts receivable, accounts payable, fixed assets and all. We do have business development, where my marketing team kicks in for the business development processes to be implemented. We also have BI, business intelligence, based on that, and which is a critical component in today's world, where you need to analyze your historical data and do your forecastings based on them. Also, everything needs to be accessible on mobile, because that's pretty much where we are delivering or where we are expecting our workforce to be using the mobile clients or over the cloud, of course. And this defines all my entire business. So technically, my organization, it could be a service industry, it could be a government segment, it could also be a manufacturing giant, it could be a budgetary planning, I could belong to aviation, or I could belong to hospitality management, I could be health sector in terms of industry where the organization belongs to. Every industry do have specific needs with them, and your ERP software should be capable of providing all of these needs under a single umbrella of technologies altogether. That's what an ERP actually does. So we'll be talking about a little bit in detail when I talk about what an ERP can do, or what possible modules we could have when it comes to Dynamics ERP or any ERP technology available. So let's take an example over here. I'm taking you to a Microsoft Dynamics ERP system, although we do have different ERP products from different vendors, which we'll be talking about later in this webinar. If you take a look, this is my finance and operations, and if I click in here, that tells me the list of modules what I'm having available over here. Just to tell you what these are, we have accounts payable, which is majorly focusing towards vendor payments, vendor invoicings and all. We do have accounts receivable, which is same for the customer segment when it comes to customer sales orders, the customer invoicing, payment terms and all. We do have audit workbench for auditing purposes. We do have budgeting for budget planning and actual spendings analysis. We also have cash and bank management, where we can have our bank accounts, cash, petty cash to be configured, the posting profiles. We also have consolidations when you have group companies and the subsidiaries needs to consolidate their data to the parent company. We also have cost accounting. We also have credits and collections. So if the payments are due and the customers or the prospects are not paying them on time, we can pretty much have collection letters sent to them. We also have expense management, fixed assets, where we can have the fixed assets procurement and acquisitions of those. We also have fleet management related to managing your fleet, your entire transportation fleet into AX or operations, followed by general ledger, which is the core of every financial system. Then we have some department level specific modules. For example, we do have human resources, which is managing your workers, contractors, employees, absence management, I-9 identifications and all those things. We also have inventory management, managing your inventory along with master planning for the supply forecast and the demand forecast. We do have organization administration and payroll, which is towards your human resource payroll functionality. We have procurement and sourcing heavily focused towards products, procurement, purchase requisitions, requests for quotations, and purchase orders. We also have product information management, designing your products, maintaining them into any of the ERP system. Then we move a little bit on the production control, which is for production orders, manufacturing, Kanban techniques and all. Then we have project management and accounting, sales and marketing, followed by service management. So what I'm trying to say is we have all these functionalities, and this software is having a capability to handle all of these into a single umbrella or into a single standard set of software. And any organization would like to have the same experience irrespective of in which industry they belongs to. Having said that, that's what I call an ERP, enterprise resource planning, managing everything into a single technological architecture, which I'm presenting today. It's not about what I'm presenting you that belongs from Microsoft, which is a leading provider of ERP technologies. Similarly, we move to dynamic CRM or general CRM. What exactly CRM stands for? That goes for customer relationship management. Every organization do have their prospects, leads, and customers, and they would like to manage them very efficiently. To be able to do that, my CRM provides me some of the core functionalities, which includes sales, which also includes marketing, the service, which goes for reporting and scheduling. Let's talk about them one by one. When I talk about sales, that's providing you some of the important features like managing your leads, working with your existing customers in form of accounts and contacts, moving out with sales literatures, presentations, product prices, product catalog, discount list, working with price list, working with separate level of pricing based on customers, moving to opportunities, which could be the potential sale, followed by quotes. Everybody would like to send quotations to the prospects or the customers, followed by orders and invoicing. That whole thing goes to the sales module of CRM. When I talk about marketing, that is managing or your marketing very efficiently by having marketing lists available. Now your marketing list could have contained leads, could have contained your existing customers. It depends on what product or service you're promoting. Accordingly, you'll be creating your marketing list followed by campaigns. It could be a quick campaign. It could be a planned campaign. It could be the campaign responses. It could be social media engagement. It could also be LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So whatsoever you're using for following by the branding and promoting your products or services, we consider them under the marketing module. Followed by service. When I talk about service, that goes for customer service. Any of your existing customer, if they are submitting a case to you, that case or that particular incident could be a question, it could be a feedback, it could be a complaint, depending on how you're receiving it and what your customers are submitting. Based on that, of course, you'd like to expedite that to your customer service team, which will be providing the resolution. And that resolution might also want to have some scheduling to be done. For example, if it's related to one of your product and which is being in warranty and it is defective, you can pretty much schedule a replacement over there. That's what we call a service activity. So scheduling is also the part of your CRM engine altogether. And when I talk about this particular diagram in here, every product, irrespective of what the functionality we are achieving, we definitely would like to have the reporting component in it, which means generating reports based on our real-time data and of course based on our historical data to do the future expeditions in terms of forecasting and planning for the future phases of that. Having said that, if I give you a quick overview of the navigational overview or a presentation or a UI overview of what CRM is, let me take you right in here. This is an example of one single organization. If you take a look, that gives you sales, service, and marketing as the major functionality. When I talk about sales, we have the same things, the customers, leads, opportunities, managing your competitors, collaterals, sending them quotations, getting orders, generating invoices, having the list of products and sales literatures, having some goals set it up and the reports and all. When I talk about service, that goes for service module, and the marketing with marketing list, campaigns, and all. Now, no need to say that any organization may have their CRM software which is extended or which is customized to fulfill their needs. For example, if I take a look of another organization which is of course having sales, service, and marketing, but they also have voice of customer, getting surveys filled from their customers and analyzing how the service looks like. Also, they may have some integrations in terms of agents, chats, SMS sending, promotionals, and all. They may have field service, which is helping them tracking their on-site technicians, resource bookings, the RMAs, return merchandise, retail material agreements, and all, inventory adjustments. They may also have portals and project service. So technically what I'm trying to say is multiple organizations may have multiple modules based on their needs, and that could be extended, of course. So what we have discussed so far is two things. Number one, what is an ERP and what is a CRM? So altogether, these two are different terminologies. These two are different technologies, two different softwares altogether, and their purpose is altogether different versus ERP and CRM. When I talk about vendors, both of these softwares are available from Microsoft, Salesforce, Oracle, SAP, JD Edwards, and a couple of more things over there. When I talk about this particular webinar, we are focusing on Microsoft as a vendor for supporting these products. Altogether, in terms of CRM and ERP, you can have them from Oracle as well. You can have them from SAP as well. So depending on what ERP and CRM your organization is using, it's going to be the vendor-specific product over there. And accordingly, it doesn't matter if my CRM is from Microsoft or Salesforce or Oracle, the concept will remain the same. The user interface might get changed in terms of little bit business processes and all. When I talk about some of the hurdles, when we have ERP and CRM as disconnected, having said that, I have my ERP product, which is altogether a separate instance, and I do have my CRM functionality over here, and they are not at all connected with each other. In that case, of course, my data is not current and it's not updated. What I'm trying to say by point number one is, if I take you in here, this is my ERP, and let me take you to accounts receivable, for example, and that's the module where I can see all of my customers. And if I click right over here, that will give me the list of customers which are available in my ERP. Similarly, if I go on CRM, I'm on sales, I would like to see the accounts in terms of customers, or maybe contacts in terms of customers, and that'll give me the list of customers which I'm having in my CRM. The difference I'm trying to tell you is it is opening up the list of contacts which are available with me, and I'm doing the same thing in my ERP system as well. So I do have 202 customers available in here, and this list is giving me the list of customers, but to tell you, they are not the same. The ERP is having altogether a different set of customers, whereas my CRM is having the different customers available because they are not integrated so far. So the first thing which I'm saying as a disadvantage is my data, whether it's customers, whether it's sales orders, whether it's purchase orders, inventory, products, price list, marketing campaigns, whatsoever, they are not current and updated because they are at two different sources altogether. If we are integrating them, of course my data will be current and updated, which will be helpful. And most of the cases, when my data is not current and updated, I need to have some manual efforts over there to make them updated or the same set of data. Having said that, your people needs to manually key in those customers, or they need to import them on periodic basis to make the two systems equals in terms of data. That's one of the disadvantages which we have. When I talk about resources, so if my ERP and CRM are disconnected altogether, of course I need more resources, and of course my return on investment is not going to be at par in that situation. Similarly, because I need more human efforts. I need a double data entry system over there. My data is getting duplicated. Altogether, it's increasing the storage and the cost. My operations are expected to be delayed when I talk about if these two technologies are not integrated with both of them or with each other in terms of getting the best out of them. When I talk about if my technologies are all together integrated, let's take an example. I do have my ERP system over here. I do have my CRM system over here, which is maintaining my sales, of course, which is also maintaining my marketing over there, and which is maintaining my service and some of the custom modules. So if these technologies are integrated all together, whatever operations you're doing on your sales inside ERP, they are automatically getting synchronized to the sales of your dynamic CRM. Similarly, when I talk about finance, if I'm raising a customer's invoice or if I'm registering a vendor's invoice, I want my CRM system to be updated at the same time when I talk about having those things into sync. So when I talk about these things which are synchronized all together, I could have e-commerce, which is pretty much managing my e-commerce segment of it. And when I say the e-commerce, this is online retail. When I say the online retail functionality, it is available in my ERP. And of course, I want that to be reflect on my CRM simultaneously altogether. I do have my warehouse management, which is once again a warehouse management tool managing my warehouses under ERP segment. I also have inventory, and these are some of the modules which we were discussing, which were listed when we were talking about Dynamics 365. I also have purchasing and sales. I have HRMS, human resource. If you take a look, the same thing again, that gives me the list of modules which are available. Having said that, accounts payable, receivables. So all of these modules which we discussed are listed over here. And this time, if they are integrated to the CRM, I do have some benefits when I talk about real-time line of business applications. Now, what is my real-time line of business applications? For example, anybody's looking over there, and if I'm looking for netcomlearning.com, I'm looking out for some other websites over there. Now, the question comes up that at any point of time, somebody's visiting Netcom Learning and you're clicking on the Contact Us form, or any website, if you're clicking up on this Contact Us, asking you some of the details to be filled. Similarly, if I go in here and I'm looking to specify the Contact Us, that will ask me to fill up some of the details, which I can do right over here. As soon as I fill up this particular form, what I'm expecting to do is this information will right away go to my CRM system, will generate me a lead, and it will automatically trigger a workflow for the lead follow-up, lead assignment, business processes, and all those things together. So technically, what I've done over here by customizing those things over there, what I've done technically, I've integrated this information to my CRM system. And of course, as soon as it lands into my CRM system, my connector will bring this info to my ERP, which will reduce a double data entry keeping system, which will also reduce more manual efforts. And that's exactly the thing when we can expect this information to be flown to us rather than having a single machine over there. That's one example when I talk about how my CRMs and my ERP systems can be integrated, and they can of course reduce the challenges for completing the business process flows. Another example could be at any point of time when your human resource manager is scheduling some training options for the employees, or they're maintaining the absence management. The CRM dashboards or the ERP dashboards should streamline all the information together and display in a form of employee self-service portal, which is getting some information from ERP, some information from CRM, and displaying all the combinations into a single portal. So this diagram is telling you there are lots of advantages if you're integrating your ERP and CRM systems all together. Now, getting back to the list of vendors. When I talk about vendor specifications, today the practical scenarios or the practical products which I displayed, they belongs to Microsoft, and we call them Microsoft Dynamics. As far as Microsoft Dynamics is concerned, we have Microsoft Dynamics 365 for operations, which is an ERP product. We also have Microsoft Dynamics 365 for CRM, which is a CRM product. And of course, Microsoft is also providing a free of cost connector. You just need to install it and configure it, and both of your softwares will be integrated all together. Same thing goes to if your organization do have Oracle products, or if your organization do have SAP products implemented with them, they also have the similar kind of connectors to be implemented. So the purpose of today's webinar is to understand what exactly the ERP was, what exactly a CRM is, and what are the disadvantages if they are not connected to each other, and what's the real-time line of business applications which need to be integrated very tightly to achieve the most of our business process flows. Well, this is pretty much what we have presentation for this small overview of expediting CRM and ERP integration. I'd like to invite Tracy now to take care of this particular session, and let me have if we have any questions and answers to be done.
Thank you so much, Kuldeep. That was very informative. And I would also now, we'll get to those questions in a moment, but first we want to let our webinar people who signed up today that we are celebrating our 20th anniversary to serve you with best-in-class IT and business certification training, and we are going to be bringing you an unbeatable 20th year celebration offer this month that will make your learning even more fantastic. We are actually offering up to 50% off on some of our most popular courses, and you can learn more about the business application courses from Netcom Learning, which you'll see right up there on your screen. So do take advantage of these business application courses. Also want to let you know that team training can be customized and accelerated to meet your organization's specific needs. You can contact us today to be connected to one of our learning consultants to help advise you on your specific needs. Our email is at webinar@netcomlearning.com, and you can search our catalog at www.netcomlearning.com. And we all know that technical skills are necessary to empower our careers, but do you need to improve or upgrade your leadership skills as well in order to accelerate your career? Along with your technical abilities, develop the skills you need to manage yourself, others, and business better. Welcome to Starter Learning, a collaborative knowledge platform bringing the world's best business and leadership insights from Fortune 1000 leaders, best-selling authors, and Ivy League professors. Further, if you are interested in learning from the top American leaders, you can log on to the e-learning platform at solderlearning.com and avail the special promotion meant for first-time users. You can use the coupon code SARDER10 and begin your leadership journey right now. And right now we are going to launch a quick poll to find out how many of you might be interested in taking some additional training. So please just take a few moments to fill that out before you all have to log off and get back to work. In addition, we do have a lot more informative webinars coming up, and you can go to netcomlearning.com/webinars in order to register. And before we end today's session, Kuldeep, are there any final thoughts that you do want to share?
Yes, so most of the time what happens, our organization do have these two products simultaneously running, and we approximately every day we face some of the challenges one way or the other. So it's always great to have these products integrated in terms of technical aspects of that, which will also help reducing the manual efforts as far as the workforce strength goes up to. Similarly, when I talk about getting these integrated, first thing, you do need to know what kind of user audience you have. Are you an end user? Are you a technical consultant? Are you an administrator? Are you a developer? And accordingly, you can touch base with your Netcom Learning consultant who can help you getting right appropriate training based on your profile and based on your industry exposure.
Okay, in addition, we want to remind all of you that we do have a lot more informative webinars coming up, and you can check those all out at netcomlearning.com/webinars in order to register. And please don't forget to like and follow us on our social media pages to get the latest technology updates. You can refer to the GoToWebinar chat window for our links on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Google+. And we want to thank you all for joining us today. We don't seem to have any more questions. I'm going to throw it one more time back to Kuldeep in case there's anything else you did want to touch on, because we do have a little bit more time. So Kuldeep, what do you think?
Well, that's great. And that's pretty much when we talk about technology coming up. So any of the questions, if you do have, you can at any point of time, you can ask pretty much. And when I talk about getting these things integrated, I'm repeating that once again. It's always helpful if all of your technology specific products are integrated with each other, which will give you a single centralized view of what's going on for our end user, for the stakeholder managers, of course, for the top level management people over there in terms of planning, budgeting, forecasting, business decisions, day-to-day operations, and that's how we can get them achieved if these products are tightly integrated.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Kuldeep, for that informative webinar, and thank you all for joining us today. If you do happen to come up with any additional questions, feel free to send them to webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. We hope that you found today's webinar informative, and we look forward to seeing you back here with us soon. Feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Have a great day, everyone.